Okay, good evening, everyone. It is March 12th, day before my niece's birthday, and it's 8 o'clock, 8:01 now, and we are starting the live stream. Cirilla was over here before, so I don't know that you're going to see her on the art table. Well, she's not here at the moment. Doesn't mean she won't be at some point. She was hanging out over there. Anyway, yeah, fresh off of what did we have this weekend? It was New Jersey Collector Fest Sunday, and then this weekend I've got Itzicon in Lehigh Valley. Well, it's in Bethlehem. It says Lehigh Itzicon, but it's in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Anyway, I don't know. Pennsylvania is not my home state, so I don't know how it goes. But anyway, yeah, so I got that on Saturday. I'm only there for Saturday. I got a guest spot that my friend and colleague Mark Hill seems to have procured for me. And also, I just did an interview with the promoter of that show, Alfonso Todd. We just did a podcast interview around sometime this afternoon, but I guess that'll be out tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, so here we are live, and nobody's checked in yet, but that's okay. Sometimes it's nice to start a show without too many eyes on it, and then they just like filter in as we go. Anyway, today that feels very bright. Maybe I'm usually out here, or maybe it's usually just see those little adjustments, how they can, well, I think it's because my hand was in front of it. Maybe I need like something to block the light from coming straight at me too much. But I still need it to come down. Yeah, that won't work. But anyway, on to the drawing part. All right, yeah, so it's small start today. Where are we? On the table. Other way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to be working on today. I had this Chadiana sketch that I was doing. I have some other pieces that I have to get done for upcoming shows, so I don't know. Well, so wait, let's finish up this over here. Hey, bud, how's it going? Nice to see you popping in. I hope things are well over by you. I could work on one of those pieces, but I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we'll start somewhere. That's good to hear. Maybe just getting started and then moving. That's good. Oh man. It's been a tired day for me. You know? No, maybe this one's better. Well, slightly raised hand over here. I don't know why the setup really seems to be working today for me. I should try bucked up pre-workout. I mean, I'll look at it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if the camera shows it, but I have been losing some weight over here. I'm finally getting back down to at least like a weight where I can fit back into some of my clothes, because I was gaining a bit too much there. Still residual from like COVID and stuff, but well, the pandemic, I should say, not from having COVID, but although I did contract it back in, was that 2022, something like that. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing some working out. But yeah, I know you've been changing up your routines. Oh well, that's good then, because then I definitely have lost weight, because sometimes on camera, you can look actually heavier than you are. But yeah, I'm trying to think where my weight was when I saw you in Oaks. I would say I've lost about close to 10 pounds since I last saw you in person at this point. Yeah, for the tiredness. Yeah, for sure. Well, I know you didn't mean it for me losing weight. That was my long way of getting to the fact that, yeah, I have been exercising for sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Almost 10. Because I want to say I was around like 195, 196 when I saw you, and I've been hovering around 186 right now. 186, 187, but I'm trying to get down under 185. That would be a happy weight. And then I'll be ecstatic if I can get back down to 175. That would be really good. But it's good for the conventions, especially because all that moving stuff around and sitting all day or standing even, it's helpful when you're not carrying the extra weight on you. The number one reason on Facebook still is for the event notices, which I didn't get for that panel show. Hope it was good. You didn't get an event notice. Well, I don't know if I had responded on Facebook that I was going to be at that event. That's a good question, but I don't know if they post about it on Facebook. That's why, Rob, it's too bad you weren't able to make it, but I always put this out here because like it does help. Although I wouldn't say it's always sometimes people ask me for show recommendations and I send them to the same spot. I just updated this too. But if you can always go to my website and see where I'm going to be. I keep that pretty updated right there on the at the events on the events page. I know that's a pain going in, and it's in the sidebar and stuff like that on my website, but I know that's a pain to have to go all the time if you want to check. It's in my link tree too, but I just it's an easy way to know where I'm going to be. The Wayne show, though, New Jersey Collector Fest, I got asked about it by the promoter, Ken Lawrence, about not even 2 weeks before it happened. So it was kind of like a late edition. I'm trying to fill up the weeks before I make the next month's announcement, which I just put out like the April dates in one of my posts. There's 2 in New Jersey. And then what was I doing? Pennsylvania? No, Connecticut and Massachusetts, and an online one. Interested going? I always hit going. I didn't get a notice. Events that you're interested in. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know though. Do they have a Facebook thing for that? I can't keep up because there's some shows that even if they have a Facebook page or they have an event, sometimes the event's from like 2016 or something, and they haven't updated that page in a while, but then they're running their Instagram page normally or vice versa. It just it's all over the place. Speaking of New Jersey events, though, they finally there was some issue that Trenton Punk Rock was having with their new oddities show that they're doing in November. I got right on it and made sure I got my application in. So that went in today, and I was asked about doing some cryptid show also in New Jersey, but that one's in June. So, but I just put in the application, so they're not going to be on the site just yet. I don't know though, if those two go through, that's like 33 already for the year. I might be at last year's 38 or beyond before I know it, which is good. It's good to be busy. Cyril, I can't draw with you right in front of it, though, you know. Just hang out right there. The tail is tough. Feather duster. It's just the ruler there, lady. Oh, Sorella, please let me work. Let me get on to my drawing over here. Lots of noise out there today. Okay. Yes, lady, what's up? Just gonna sit there. Nope, you won't. People want to see the pencil move. People want to see the pencil move. This is the hard part about drawing in the studio with this cat, is she will just sometimes I only get a couple lines in and these antics start. Anyway. Yeah, people just like watching you, you know, sabotage this whole operation. It's fun for them. That's right. Take the chair. Thank you. All right. Let's get my bearings back on this one. Actually. Maybe I do. sounds like there's like a fire engine going in. Actually, that's another thing. Is speaking of Chadiana, besides the new issues and getting those out, I also have to get 2 new. I got to get the 2 pages and the next 2 pages to A Kid in a Comic for the next installment. What pencil is this? It's I think it's a well, I mean, it's like an Artist Mechanical, but I don't know. The brand's been like really can't even see it. It's just, it says Draftline is the brand. It's an Alvin pencil, I think. Maybe. I mean, it's got that diamond. It's a 0.05 or 0.5 millimeter. Sorry. HB lead. I like using HB because, you know, it's soft enough that it can move, but hard enough that it mostly stays, which is just basically the middle of the middle grade pencil. I'm pretty sure like writing pencils are basically HBs, even though they call them number 2 pencils. They're not the same thing as a 2B or a 2H pencil lead. Man. Let's see what we're struggling with here. I started drawing this when a few days ago, and then it just kind of sat. Why? Just for fun. I shouldn't really be doing anything just for fun, but sometimes you just gotta. I only say that because, again, I've got like so many other projects to finish. Wait a minute. Right. It's the part that always messes me up with this word, depending on the angle I'm drawing it at. Right. Right there. Okay. That ain't setting right with me. Okay, let's see. Oh, hang on. Let's take a look. Oh, that was spell. I don't know why I'm struggling on. Right. Need to keep a source book for your own character because you forgot how to draw. Yes, okay. Got it back. Oh, let's see. Christian. Oh my God. Thank you. I've never seen you tune in. I appreciate that. I'm surprised anybody can see it. I always feel like my broadcast resolution is not always the best when I'm not drawing like huge. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is like every Tuesday night for the most part. I've only taken off a couple weeks, but I've been doing it since July. I think July. After the 4th of July, I think is when I started it last year. That's why it's only episode 33. Gotta go a little, rein it in a little bit there, JM. Chadiana's left hand. You know, if I ever got issue 3 out, there's a nice little reveal about her in that one. Finally established some more lore about her that I've had for a while and just never revealed. Yeah, you know, it seems to be. I mean, I've had some friends that have been doing them for a while, but I decided last year I was going to get into doing live stream drawings. I mean, Pete Vasquez and Andrew Rodriguez, they both, I think they've done them for years. You know, there's just like 2 of the guys I know, and then my friends Steph and Carrie Ann Wilson have been doing it for I don't know when Steph and Carrie Ann started their show, but they were encouraging me to do it. So Oh, then of course there's Michael Gracia too. But he also does his interview show, so it's not just the live draw show. Yeah. This is getting a little bit unfocused, but I will rein in the lines here. It happens. I start wanting to just move around too much. Well, it's good to move around a lot in a drawing, but sometimes I'll be so close to finishing a spot and then and there's no reason not to necessarily finish at least, since I'm not doing like a fully rendered like values or anything in there. What do we got here? What I am finding as these more recently, right, as these episodes are going, some new people are starting to pop in or catch them. I don't know. Once or twice I've gotten a notification now from Facebook. No, I should say 2 or 3 times really, that I'm like a rising creator on the platform. I don't really see how, because I don't think I'm getting that much engagement. It'd be nice if I was getting that over on Instagram too, but I'll take it on Facebook. It's not like I'm not on the platform, so why not? Although, speaking of platforms, I keep thinking I'm going to get rid of X. I wanted to keep Twitter, but I don't know. I debate more and more whether or not I want to stay on that platform. That's not bad. Yeah, so when Steph and Carrie Ann were the two that convinced me to do it finally, even though I watched other people do it for years, they told me to start with an hour and then move up to a 2-hour show. And I think the first one had a lot of people show up. And I guess the energy was so good. I did 2 hours that night. So then after that, it was just like, well, I'll just stick to the 2-hour format, which is, that's a long show though. Every week. Not that I mind. I always seem to, once I get going and, the creative juices are flowing, it can fly by really quick, but a half hour sounds like a good amount. I just don't know. Well, everybody's process is different. Can you get enough done in there at that time, Christian? I don't even finish a piece all the time in 2 hours. Just because of all the talking and interacting when I have people in the chat and, and geez, if this grew to an audience of what even some of the milder Twitch streamers get, like, I don't know how I would respond to everybody. But yeah, if you think you could do enough content in a half hour, I mean, I do want to do like video content on my YouTube channel. Like, I keep talking about it, but other than making that Chadiana trailer a little over a month ago, I don't know. It's been a while. I lose track. other than that, I haven't put too much time into creating any like true video content. Give or take, finished a piece with me an hour, no interruption. Oh, I miss those days. I really miss those days. I think when I was drawing a little bit more, I was just having a conversation about this with Steph Wilson, not this exact part of it, but when I was drawing a little bit more abstractly, I guess I would call it, yeah, I was getting stuff done in about an hour. But now I've been putting more time again into my pieces, and yeah, then it's like sometimes it's hard for me to get something done in an hour, which is not good because yeah, art should always take the time it's going to take to do, but I do think when you're doing it like in our field where it's more entertainment based, you know, things do have to be done in a timely manner as well. But I'm sure I'll speed it. I go through periods of faster drawing and then slowing things down again. I would love to do hour drawings. That means I could get 2 done in a night, you know. I was trying to do it at one point and trying to offer those pieces for sale, but nobody was really taking up the offers until I did a couple of mini canvases. Then those went, which is cool. I probably will do more mini canvases. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. It's like really not for anything but my own satisfaction and practice, but it's just what I had on the table. And I just started working on it. There are just so many damn lines there. I also never used to clean up my drawings at all. But at some point, I feel like it gets a little. I should be using my fancy brush. Helps me not smudge the. My nose is so itchy today. Helps me not smudge the pencils. And it gets all the stuff off of there. I could come close to finishing this today. I could even finish it. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's a new one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can get it done. I probably can just because so much of the penciling is done already. It actually, that's what's been taking me more time lately because I used to just throw down some loose pencils and ink over the top of it, but lately I've been wanting to put just more time into the drawing part of it, and that's been slowing down the process a lot. If I was doing what I used to do with just the looser pencils, then yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like I've been wanting some of the artwork to look a little better lately, which I think in a way that's working because my especially when I'm at a convention, I seem to be doing better than I have done in the past. But I would like to speed it up again, where you know the pencils are a little looser again. Because I would literally sometimes like this whole thing that's going on down here. I just move it closer to the camera. That sometimes would be all I'd put down, and I'd just like ink over the top of that. Maybe just a little bit more. Tight, but what the hell just happened? Oh, thank God. I thought it kicked me out of the stream. Norton's telling me it wants to make an update, but guess what? Norton's gonna have to wait. Looks beautiful. Thanks. I got an OBJ there because neither my phone nor my computer can read what emoji that is, which is funny because my phone just got some new ones. Because I have the S24 right now. Brandy new. Or somewhat. Well, yeah, it is pretty brand new all around. But yeah, some emojis were not present in my former Galaxy phone. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh. Well, yeah, I guess you don't know my character, Chadiana. Not everybody does. Other than presently her, her warrior and assassin training, I would say no, but that's not entirely true. There's stuff in the series that hasn't been revealed yet. And why not? Well, the series has had a troubled publication history, I should say. It's moved around a bit from publisher to publisher, and then, I don't know, I got burned out after the last one, and I've been trying to soft reboot it, but it's just been, even that, pandemic uncertainties and coming out of it, life and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's been like, it's been tough getting it done. You're interested in trying her. You would probably do a really good idea. Yeah, you would probably do a really good version of Chadiana. And I had it out before, but have it on my phone too, but I can't access it. I mean, I've got a whole, I have reference pages for all the stuff about her. So, but yeah, she, oh, right. I was going to say, I always like it. I want to her double team. It's an incomplete sentence. I'm not exactly sure what you're getting at there. But if you're specifically talking about Chadiana's chest size, no, I would not say that she's you want to give her double D's. Yeah, well, I mean, you can interpret her however you want. My friend Tim Sparfaro did a bit of a sicker build for her, but considering she's more South Asian, seemingly. I mean, it's a fictional world, but and she's a warrior. I usually draw her muscular, thin, and not large chested, but have at it, man. I was gonna say I like seeing other artists' interpretations of her. That's why I've had people help out with the comic. This is horrible, though. I'll just sit here and draw her for not the comic, and then people who have been waiting literally years for more content are just like gonna be like, well, this is great, but you're just like teasing us now with Tatiana pictures and not comics. I get it. I'll take a sabbatical and I'll do some soul searching. No. I mean, no, Christian, you really can go however you want. I don't, God, I only have a digital copy of it, so I can't show you because the book hasn't printed yet. But yeah, Tim's interpretation was pretty good. Tim Sparfaro. But like I said, he drew her just thicker, like her body form, and that's thick with two C's, but really, I liked it. It was a good interpretation. Yeah, I'll draw her and make her badass. This is one of the things I feel like we need to do. I'm just going to say it publicly on this live stream since it's my live stream, but I keep telling people in the indie comics community that we gotta instead of and I know we all gotta make money. I'm not saying to not do the fan art stuff at all, but we should all do some trade pieces where it's we each do each other's characters and then put those prints in our portfolios or whatever, and maybe they sell, maybe they don't, but what happens is people start recognizing the characters on other people's tables. Works for Marvel and DC. They're getting all kinds of free advertising out of that stuff. Yeah, we got to do the same thing. Some people don't like to, though. I get it. Oof. Oh yeah, man. Next time you're at a show, I'll have to give you a copy of one of the comics. Oh yeah, bro. Put me in, coach. Yeah. We forgot to take a picture. I realized that. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday. It's like, oh, damn, Christian wanted a picture. And we didn't do it again. Where are we going to be together again? Are you doing Nerd Force? Otherwise, I know there's a New Jersey show. I'm sure you'll be at Village Con, maybe. I'll be there. But that's not until May. April's just insane. No, not at all. Although you would think I was, because they put me right across this guy, Kevin. Oh man, what's his last name? It's terrible. It was only his second show ever. His phone number's on there. I don't want to dox him. Kevin Redzinski. Freddy number 2, because he did a lot of work on the Nightmare series. He's much older now than in that photo, but you know, that was from a long time ago. You don't remember where you were yesterday? I don't either, honestly. Yesterday, I was burnt out. That show took a lot out of me. For reasons we discussed at the show. It was just like, what a show it was. And I don't know what happened there. Yeah, well, he was right across from me, and well, you know, it was a little slow. So he started striking up a conversation with me. I never take it upon myself, regardless of what level of celebrity somebody is, to just start striking up a conversation. But yeah, we have to take a photo at the next show. But yeah, he was very personable, and you know, of course, I was telling him, since I now have. Oh my God, I didn't mean to pull. Okay, you all right? You know, since I do so many horror shows now, I was telling him, like, you got to do horror shows, because he had only done 2 shows so far, and you know, Ken's is very small. I was telling him, try to get into Monster Mania and New Jersey Horror Con. And of course he knows about Chiller, but I can't even get into Chiller. I knew about Chiller. I started doing shows in 2009. 2009 was Big Apple Con, when Wizard World did it. It was my first show. And then the next show was New York Comic Con in 2010. Back when it was just, you applied and you got a table. Anyway, I did New York Comic Con until 2017. Anyway, what was it? Not New York Comic Con. Oh, right, Chiller. I would apply to Chiller. I just wouldn't even, like, I'd email them and I would just hear nothing back. And I try not to be, I'm not going to make any assumptions or presumptions about why I don't hear back, but I always mention it because, like, I still don't understand. I don't understand. Parsippany is like 40 minutes for me. Just like nothing back from Chiller anytime I tried to apply, and I did it for years, and then I just said, forget it. People don't even care to answer an email. So true, the good old days. Yeah, back when it was a 3-day show, and then it became 4 days because they gave us, you know, a professional day was Thursday. Well, actually, no, it used to be half of Friday was professional day. First half of Friday, and then they moved professional day into Thursday, and then they just did away with the professional day. There was actually, I don't know if you had been to New York Comic Con as a pro back then, Christian, but in 2010, actually 2009 as well, since I was there as a pro without a table in 2008 and 2009. And if I remember, in 2010, they still had it, because I believe by 2011 it wasn't there anymore. But they used to have a green room that was open to all of the professionals at every level. In fact, one of the few times I believe I saw Stan Lee in person was from a distance in the green room at New York Comic Con. Never spoke to the man. Always saw him at a distance. Because again, celebrities, I don't know. I want my interactions, if they ever happen with one, to just be like natural, I don't like being somebody that just, what are you noticing the camera for once? What are you doing up there? What are you looking at? Yeah, the good old days. And that was when New York Comic Con, well, I forget when they moved it. Oh, they moved it because of Big Apple Con. Yeah. I forget. I wound up really having a new and positive new perspective on him when I watched like some documentary on him. I don't know, because I'm not a huge superhero guy, so I think at some point I just felt like, yeah, okay, well, comics royalty and all, but like I just, I don't know. I'm not like big on. That's another reason why I don't approach celebrities. I don't usually get starstruck or anything either, although it has been known to happen occasionally. But yeah, I just felt like, yeah, he created all the superhero stuff, not really anything I'm into. Not that I, had a negative opinion on him. It just didn't matter either way. But then I saw some documentary and I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe you should go check out whatever that was. Let me draw. Mm-hmm. That's what I got to do. I got to just teach you how to ink or something. So I could be drawing and you could be inking and we could just like work like a team like this over the top of each other. Not interested. That's okay. Not offended or anything. Where is she going? Oh, food. Oh. That's funny. Something about this I don't like. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it should be, different angle. Wait a second. It's gotta go. Nope. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So turn it this way. Yeah. Oh, maybe a little bit off. Which probably goes there. And turned so thinner. Yeah. What's my cat's name? My cat's name is Cirilla. Yeah, it's a girl. Cirilla, spelled with a C and a Y. So similar to, but not the same spelling as the character from The Witcher. Although I still say that's not exactly where I got the name from, but I think it had an effect on it. It was kind of like I found it in a name dictionary because I don't really use the word so much anymore. I felt like she was a very exotic looking cat, so I wanted a somewhat more exotic sounding name. And I think it came up as like a Greek name or something. I don't know. But I was like, oh, you know what, though? It does sound like the Witcher name, and I like the spelling. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of people like her name. And then, of course, like the short version for Cyrilla is supposed to be Siri, but I call her Rill or Rilla because, you know, I always got to do it my own way. I'm a nonconformist. Something is just like bothering the crap out of me about that, though. I can know what a frog is supposed to look like. I've done so many different things with that. One of these days I'll really settle on a proper design for how her sword hangs at her side. All right. You'll be in Ocean City for the next show, April 6th and 7th. April 6th and 7th. That's all the way over there. April 6th and 7th is that when I'm at CT GamerCon? I think so. I think, yeah, that makes sense because Monday is the 1st, right? I believe so. April Fool's Day is a Monday. So, yeah. Yeah, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll be at CT GamerCon, which is the the other Mohegan Sun show. It's the same guy, Mitch Halleck, who does Terrificon. I tried out CT GamerCon last year. You probably would do well at it, Kristen. I just, you know, a little bit of you know, advice for anyone looking to do that show or even attend it. Maybe don't book the no, I don't know if I can say that. That could get me in trouble, couldn't it? Just you know, shop around for where you want to stay. It can get a little pricey if you're very, 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 very local to the show, you know. You know, because Mohegan Sun is a casino and hotel. So, you know. Geek Flea. Yeah, so I can't do GapCon because I'm in Massachusetts, and Geek Flea is the same weekend as New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival in Edison. So I can't do either. Although now Geek Flea, a friend of mine, Kristen, who I grew up with, she has always said good things about that show because she used to live in Kearney, if that's where it still happens. I think that's where she said it happens. And she's always said I should try the show out, but again, I always wind up where there's conflicts. You know. And then I was going to try. Oh, that was another one. So I got accepted into Fan Expo Philly this year, but I had to turn them down because I applied late. I got waitlisted. They accepted me. And then I got, what the hell is that? Oh my God. I can't post that because I can't read Devanagari's script. And I can't read Hindi. So, yeah. Sorry. I have no idea. It's probably a spam thing, though. I don't know what you do with those comments. How do you? I don't know. I don't think on StreamYard that I can I don't know if I can delete them from here. I'm looking, but I don't think it works. No. I can either star it or show it. That's about it. Well, thanks, StreamYard. You're awesome. I appreciate all the effort you take to protect us creators from. I'm joking. Yeah. It looks like it's Love and Money, though. You know, Love, Money. Looks like a Russian doll. Airplane house. Raise the roof. Bathrooms. And black holes with stars circling around them, something like that. Make a phone call, you know? Just, yeah. Cool, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the chat. You know what's great, though? 32 episodes, not one person spamming the comments. Now I've grown so popular that I got hit with one during a live stream. This is great. I've made it. So it's time to cash in on this, you know, and make my millions. Reminds me of a conversation I was having with a friend of mine recently about my $1 million idea that I can't do anymore. Would have been golden. Would have been absolutely golden. I'm still trying to figure out how I could do it, though. It's just, it wouldn't work the same way. Don't forget the little people when you cash your I absolutely would not forget the little people. You know, that's one thing. I mean, I do believe, and this isn't a greed thing, right? I do believe in the theory of, you know, when you're on the plane and the plane's going down, you got to put the air mask on you before you can start putting it on anybody else. So yeah, for anyone that hits their millions or whatever, always make sure you square away your own finances before you start helping other people. But yeah, I would not forget about the little people. In fact, what would be really nice is I could probably start buying more stuff to support a lot of my artist friends. I still try to do that throughout. Well, we talked about that, didn't we, Christian? That, you know, you Christmas shop throughout the year. Just do it all at shows. Unless I really couldn't find something for somebody for years now, if you've gotten the gift from me, I probably bought it at a show because that's where I do it all. Try to find stuff. Well, it's mostly my family. I mean, you know. And they know I do that. But it helps. Yes, sir. Yes, it does. Oh. Hey, Jen. You know what? I don't want this to just be, what do we call it? Oh, I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, yeah, just so it hasn't been a lot, but I've been doing a little bit of work here. You know what I'm noticing? It's not even the roots that are causing me trouble with my invented languages. Now I'm just like always having a hard time sticking to grammar rules and stuff, I'm afraid. You're gonna call it a night. Oh, that's cool though. Definitely answer. Oh, and drawing Chadiana, yeah, I'll let you know. Or you can reach out or whatever. We'll figure it out. You know. I'd love to see your take on her. Yeah, have a good night, man. I hope the kids are asleep. You know. Enjoy. Enjoy. Yeah, Jim. I do appreciate all your very long and helpful responses to my near panic about my con lines. No, the little boss, the little little bass. Yeah, bass is still awake. No, well, enjoy some time. Man, there we go. 3 spam comments. Everyone, I really have made it. I really have made it. No, this little. Okay. I see. It auto corrected it. I apologize for all the spam comments, people, but I can't do anything about it. But it means that this is a show to watch because they think they'll get more people that way because everyone's watching my show. You wouldn't know it by the numbers on screen right now, but there we go. Spam comments on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're missing out on the spam comments that are coming through the feed, which I will not highlight or post, but still. The hard thing is they're all in Hindi, and which is crazy to me. I wonder. I wonder if me just drawing and talking about Kadiana has like the AI bots like picking up on this. Yeah, man. Have a good night. I will see you soon. And you're in New Jersey. We should get together and do lunch or something one day. You know, something. Yeah. Oh, this is exciting. You know, some people get excited about the strangest things, but me, to know that my comment section is getting spam in it is just like heartwarming. It really is. This is the show to watch. Yeah, but Jim, I didn't forget about you. I do appreciate all the lengthy advice. Hopefully, it'll just start to sink in because I feel like I have for way too long put too much stress on myself over the invented languages of Chadiana's world and the expanded world around it. Because, I could get a lot more writing done if I knew what the names of some of these places were, other than some just vague ideas. Some stuff, though, right, has been pretty, settled in. Like, Chadiana's name isn't going to change, so that in itself already defines certain rules of a language. As we both well know. But, yeah, some of your advice was really good. It's helping me not overthink it so much. So that's why I was able to get back to it. And I just gotta keep going with it. Trust my intuition a bit, as you said. It's not like I don't have some knowledge of what I'm doing. May not be a trained linguist, but I've read and studied and played around with the stuff for quite a long time. I should feel at least semi-confident in what I'm doing. Maybe it's better if I zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's better, right? You can see more detail of what I'm doing. See, I don't know. And it could just be the feed, but on my laptop, it looks kind of clear. On my phone, this looks blurry. I don't know how you all watch this, but maybe it looks better on your end during the stream. I'm not sure. I can tell. Sometimes I can just tell by the way the ink's going down whether or not one of Cyrilla's hairs has snuck its way into a pen nib. Hope those bots didn't scare anyone away. Everybody got so quiet. A little blurry, not crisp. I don't know what to do about it, though. If I tap on it, nope. Nothing I can do. Maybe it's just the, maybe it's too zoomed in. I don't know. That's weird. Because it's really clear. Whatever. I don't know. Appreciate it. Whatever. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for showing up. What do we got there? And sometimes if you break down what seems like an enormous text into... Yeah, I know. You know what it is, though? Part of it, I think, James, or Jim, I'm sorry. Brain fart. I really want to get to the good stuff, right? I just want to be making phrases and making names and coining new terms and stuff. And not that I shouldn't be well along with a lot of my grammar rules and, the 30 versions of the phonologies I've written out at this point, but I don't know. I just keep thinking, do I have it right? And then I'll go back and I'll write it all out again. I know you said James is okay, but I try to stick to Jim because I know that's what you prefer. It's just sometimes when I'm in the live show, I read the name even though I know who it is, and then I just like automatically go by that. You know, I do basically what people do to me. They misread JM as Jim and just call me Jim. Which is funny, but it's okay though. And you know, I'm not offended by it. I just find it funny, which is why I made the T-shirt. Otherwise, you gotta have a sense of humor about things, you know. I think it's important, especially yourself. You gotta be able to have a sense of humor about yourself. Yeah, I'm trying to break it down into smaller tasks, but you know, I'm working on so many different families, language families too, and different. And making the language families was a way to make it more manageable too, because at one point I only had one family and everything was an independent language. Although, let's be clear, everything was an independent language and I had one family of two connected languages. Those languages are now not in the same family. They diverged off. And now I have even more languages than what I started with. But there's families now. I don't know. Sometimes I just think I should change my job description from rightist to card carrying lunatic, because I just the crazy things I put myself through because my imagination just goes wild with things. But you know, that's the thing. The imagination will like let the idea come through, and then like that other part of my brain starts kicking in and overthinking the whole thing instead of just letting it keep going. I would get so much more done. Which is why I'm always surprised, and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. Every once in a while, it happened recently. Somebody again referred to me as prolific, and I don't know if that's true. I feel like I have proliferation of ideas. I don't know about actual execution of those ideas, though, but you know. But it's easier to hear that when it comes from somebody else, I guess. I don't feel like referring to yourself as prolific is very it's kind of too much, right? It's a little too egotistical, and I don't consider myself prolific at all because I have friends and artists who inspire me who I think are a lot more have a better output of work than I do, a more consistent output. But we're trying to fix that too. The output part on my part. See what you did, Cyrilla? I don't think I'm going to be able to finish that. Too much time with you in front of me and me losing what I was doing. I'll blame her. It's okay. she's a cat. She doesn't care if she gets gaslit. Well, there's no doubt that you have produced a sizable body of work. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff people haven't seen, right? Like, so let me put it this way, right? This was the book I was telling you about that I've been using for all my language work and, blah, 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 research and stuff like that. So the novel I wrote in college is 2.5 of these. And then I started another book related to it. That was another one of these. And then I have one of these that's also just story notes, all related to stuff about these languages. And then I have, little notebooks. Little, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those that are also related to that world, and not including anything on the shelf back there that's actual like finished or in progress work that is other stories besides the novel. And that's just that, right? And all that anybody's seen is just a little bit of Chadiana I've put on at this point. So yeah, I mean, there is that. And I don't say it to brag, but there's a lot, people think I do a lot of work, and all I think is, what would they think if I put out everything? Because, I feel like there's a lot that has yet to be seen. But I'm at that point in my life, right? I'm 41, maybe 42. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like having things held back anymore, in the sense of like, I just want to get it out there. But of course, I want it to be, I have some standards, some quality standards. Self-imposed maybe, but still, I just want to feel good about the stuff that I put out. But no, because that book you have that I purchased and I haven't read, which I feel really bad about, Jim. I do have to get to it. I'm still reading through Salem's Lot. I'm sorry. And then I want to read Dune next. I will put yours at the top of the list anyway. But most of it's like stories, right? Like, this is the only book I have that's just languages for the most part. And then some of the other notebooks have some language work in it. Oh, there's loose leaf pieces of paper too with language work on it too. My mistake. And some, because I think I had told you some of the languages I created. See, look, the view count just dropped off because I'm talking about languages. It's okay. I don't care. But I think I had told you I did some work, not a lot. I would say between all of my languages together, at one point, I think I had about 100 words in 1, 2, 3, 4 different languages at the time. But then, yeah, I scrapped a lot of that. I'll probably keep certain elements in 2 of those languages, but the rest of the stuff, well, no, that's not true. Oh, wait, I forgot about one language. I'm sorry, 5 languages. A lot of the work I did, I'm keeping, but I'm readapting it to the new system, so it'll have a different effect on things. So, that's where it's like, when I talk about this out loud, it's like, why don't I consider myself further along with my languages than I am? Or why don't I just like crack on with it and, get it done? Because there's already been like established parts. But then I don't know. I just second guess the whole thing. And the reason I shouldn't second guess it, logically, right, is that I have been able to, in multiple cases now, when talking to somebody about language creation or, naming things or, whatever, just in anything within the realm of conlanging or like, you know, it's adjacent uh, any like adjacent subject matter, right? In fiction, I've been able to give people really good advice and go into detail about certain things. So, you know, my linguistic vocabulary is always a little spotty. I don't always know everything off the top of my head, but like the concepts and such. But when I was studying Italian in high school, that was always my thing, right? I had a tough time remembering specific words, but like grammar and structure and, you know, all that sort of stuff, I was great at that. If I just remember how to, like, what words to use to say something, then I would have been in great shape. But even now, I remember more Italian than I give myself credit for. But yeah. Wow. I guess 9:30 is that time where it starts to die off. Anyway, I forgot to say it in the email, but I really appreciate that your wife also, Sue, right? Really liked the heart you got, the mini canvas. You know, because when you're living with somebody, it's always nice when they also like what you brought into the house to decorate it with, even if it's your home office desk, you know, still. But I'm glad she liked it. That's the biggest thing for me with my art, is just like, you know, of course, wanting to, you know, make decent living from it and whatever. But, you know, the biggest thing is that people enjoy it. Just really, even though a lot of especially my stories tend to be pretty morose and dark, but yeah, I still hope it brings people some semblance of joy or an escape from the drudgery of, you know, that's something you don't hear people talk about too much anymore. Maybe because there's like so much access to entertainment constantly, but people used to refer to life like, you know, just the dull drudgery of it, like, you know, going to work every day. And not that it still doesn't happen, but I don't know, like, you know, you can be at work and catch an episode of your favorite show on your phone, and, you know, it just makes the day go a little bit easier, you know. People didn't have that. It's easy to take it for granted, you know, but even I grew up in a time where that wasn't readily available all the time. When it comes to conlanging, don't let perfection become the enemy of the really good. No, that's true. But it's true about every art form, Jim. And I just have ignored that, especially when it comes to conlanging, for whatever reason. Like, let's be clear about this, right? Like, I say whatever reason because, like, I'm not a trained writer. I took some writing courses, you know, and I've read books and stuff like that, but a lot of it has just been like, you know, I didn't go to school for writing. In fact, I went to school for computer animation. So I'm not even like a traditionally trained illustrator, even though I took plenty of, like, I used a lot of my credits on illustration. I don't want to say that I didn't have any training, but And there weren't really any comic book classes. So then, I had one sequential art class and I had a storyboarding class. Even though animation has you're still telling a story visually, they're different art. So, yeah, I shouldn't necessarily feel any less confident not being a linguist. I think, you know what it is, and maybe I think, as happens with a lot of people, right? Their first introduction to the concept of creating your own language started with Tolkien, and Tolkien was a linguist. So you just think to yourself, oh, well, of course he was able to do it. But then, yeah, as you navigate that world, you find out not everybody is, correct? And I like your take on it being more of a painting or an art form, because if I look at it more in terms of like a drawing I'm doing right now, or writing a short story, or, a novel, whatever, I think if I look at it through that lens, after probably, agonizing over my languages for, let's say, about 20 years of my life at this point, yeah, you know what? That might be the perspective I've needed all this time. So I do. And I've seen people do it in so many different ways. Like just even introducing bare concepts in conlanging, like as much as, as you know very well, like George R. R. Martin didn't have anything really, just some words here and there coined, and David Peterson was able to build a language around some of the bare basic concepts that he had already established. Those well, I mean, now it does relate to George R. R. Martin, but before, when it was just like the Dark Souls series, those games, and now Elden Ring, which George R. R. Martin was involved in, they always had like some basic linguistic, just like words or parts of words that would show up repeatedly in certain areas, and you would, not even conlang stuff, but just like stuff they took from different languages to kind of like establish a sense of a culture around a certain area. And, like even that stuff, like I see how just that flavoring can work really well too. And of course, I'm trying to do more than just add flavor to it. I would rather build more than I need, and then, just put on paper what's necessary, and then just build a source book for anyone that wants to do more research, so to speak. But, yeah, I'm trying to get to that point where, I could just sprinkle stuff throughout, but I don't want, that's what I obsess over. I obsess over, well, if I make this word a verb, and this is how it's conjugated, or this is how it represents, whatever, mood or tense, then, am I sure that I want to commit to that? What if I decide it would be better some way else later? And now I've just printed this book. Martin added language as a garnish. Yeah, no, I know it was well, see, that's where I do aspire to a little bit more of a Tolkien-esque sense to it, because Tolkien built more than he put in the Lord of the Rings, but there are passages, that are in his language. Well, I did tell you guys once, though, this would be like a dream project down the road, but I would love to do a book. I know which one it would be. It would be a particular story in the mythology where I would have the conlang version on one side and the English translation, so to speak, on the other. And I would just love to do one book like that, but I think that would be down the line when I'm very proficient. And that would be in one of the ones that's based off of Indo-European, so it would not be. That would be one that's less of a stretch for me to tackle, so to speak. Got to get working on that German Nosferatu translation, though. That's something else. I keep thinking about it. It's March already, and here I am just doing like a fun piece on my. Yeah, I know he did. Yeah, and actually, he didn't. In fact, he didn't have qualms about changing his book either, because although I've never read the original, I don't know if there's any way to get access to it. I've only understood it in like retellings, but I think in a weird way, he has like the most famous retcon in literary history, because he even wrote it into the book as being a part of the lore. But the original riddle game between Bilbo and Gollum in the first editions of The Hobbit was not the same as it wound up being after The Lord of the Rings was published, because he tweaked that whole chapter so that it could be the true story versus what the lie that Bilbo originally told about how he got the ring, which I think is crazy. But I also found that so great too, right? Like I was like, oh my god, this guy just figured out a whole way to like rewrite a whole chapter of a book that he published years ago and make it that it made sense within the like it made sense in the universe why that would have happened. But that's where I say Tolkien was genius in some ways, because like most of us, I think, would just have a friggin' panic attack trying to figure out how they were going to shoehorn that, and he just went back and changed the whole thing and said, yeah, well, Bilbo lied when he told the story, and it makes sense. And it's like, holy, how did he do it? Yeah, those are the things about him that I just like, I can't get over. It's hard to believe that there would ever be another one like him. And I hate to mythologize somebody like that, because nobody's perfect, even in their art, right? But I just like, yeah, there's so many things about Tolkien that just really amaze me at 41, the same way they did when I was like 19 and I first read The Hobbit when I think I was 17. I had seen the British cartoon version of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, not the Rankin Bass, right? Because that's or is it? Anyway, yeah. You're off to watch The Signal, sci-fi space astronaut alien message movie. My God, that is quite a list of slashes. Well, I hope you enjoy it. And I'll be seeing you again on the road. Yeah. Yes, of course. I'm doing it right now because I made a mistake in where that line was, and I was like, well, we'll just, whatever. Yeah, of course. Mistakes are part of the feature. Do have a great night, Rob. Yeah, and that's the part that would fascinate me, right? The part that I think once I got enough confidence to just be like, yeah, this is the way it is. I would love to do that. I would love to be like, yeah, well, this book, there was, we thought, or, based on the research of this made up translator, like the word was originally thought to be this, but, it has, we've since found this, I love that stuff. I love that stuff when it happens in real life. I just find that like fascinating little things to find out, like how something got messed up or mistranslated, or how, I found this out more recently because of the Dark Souls games, but just how inaccurately sometimes Japanese can be translated into English because there's certain things that aren't marked clearly. Like you have to take it in the context, and sometimes if the like say like the gender of a particular of a person that's referenced in a text, if it's not somehow clearly stated with a name, sometimes you don't know if the gender is a male or a female, right? Conlang as you paint, same process, different media. I know. I just you're giving me a good way to look at it, and I'm extremely appreciative of that. And I'm telling myself constantly, now you've read I don't know how many books, articles. You still have hundreds of reference books and years of play and tweaking and ideas and all this stuff. I think you can just not even. I'm trying to get into the place where it's like you already have things built. Just keep working on them instead of saying, "Oh, I have to get them done." It's like just keep working on them. You're doing fine. That's the place I'm trying to get myself into mentally with it. And I appreciate your pep talks and assistance with it in all aspects, even inviting me to come to the Conlang chats and stuff like that. I just think like in an indirect way that's been helpful too. I think sometimes just seeing the faces of other people and, knowing the, differences in age and country of origin and what they do for a living and just interest levels in conlangs, it helps. Because then you just start saying, oh, yeah, like, this is all over the place in a good way, right? Like, that makes it, because you hear that there's always different reasons why people get into conlanging, but when you actually start meeting people or hearing them talk more, then you're just like, oh, yeah, there really is a whole bunch of reasons why people do it. I just had the good fortune and the misfortune of, for the longest time, having my only point of reference being a meticulous and very knowledgeable linguist who did it in a series of books that I thought were genius to begin with. And then, he had a strong knowledge of his. But, there's another thing, too. When you start to get to know about conlanging and how many people have created, multiple languages to a significant degree, then you realize, and not to take anything away from him, but Tolkien really only created, two major languages, and they were in the same family. The other languages were just fragmentary at best. Did you access the film link I sent you? I didn't. No, I didn't go to the Was that the one that you sent me that's on Tubi? I did not check it out yet, but thank you for reminding me, because it might be something to listen to while I work on some artwork tomorrow. Obviously, I can't listen to it while I'm trying to concentrate on conlining, but, I could do some artwork, listen to it, then move on to some conline work for a bit, But I will check it out. Because I know you said it was a good reference, but I think we were having our exchange while I was at the. No, it definitely. I'm sure it will. I think what happened was. Do I want you to post the translation for me on what? The spam? I can translate that later. No, I was going to say, Jim. No, when I was exchanging emails with you, I was at a convention, and yesterday I was so burnt out. I just forgot about everything, and then I didn't remember it, which is why I appreciate the reminder, because there are a bunch of things I should have attended to yesterday, and I just I couldn't. I was so. I gotta make sure I'm taking care of myself. I mean, I might be losing weight and everything, but cons. I forget about that other part of it, which is like sometimes they can be mentally really draining too. It's not just how many of them you're doing, although that definitely has an effect. It's also how many, just the. It's a lot of work doing conventions. It's mentally having to sit in a room for hours, whether it's busy or not. It can. I think that's the unquantifiable toll it takes on you, I think, because you just don't notice it, And sometimes it's hard to say, like, what convention is going to take a lot out of you. Sometimes the least active ones can take a lot out of you, So, yeah, anyway. I will get to that tomorrow while I'm working. That's the best time for me to watch and listen to documentaries. I do it anyway. Like I said, I tend to watch or listen to a lot of true crime stuff or movie reviews and stuff like that. So it's only hard for me to watch a documentary, which has happened to me sometimes when it's subtitled, like a majority of it. Same thing with, sometimes I like listening to horror movies or something in the background. And every once in a while I pick something that's like, oh, this is a Spanish film. I can't listen to this because I have to read the subtitles. Damn it. Yeah. It happens. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We are coming near the end of that 2-hour mark. another one of those times where I really feel like I'm going to fall asleep at the table. I just, I was exhausted today. I slept in a little bit, which I rarely do. Probably because I was so exhausted still yesterday. And then, I don't know, I just never really woke up. Oh my God. I'm just really feeling it. Stress, stressiarl. Stressiarl? Stressiarl, I think. Or it's stressiarl. 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 That sounds better. I don't know. It's your Stressiarl. That's cool. Yeah, she is. Nice thing is that John oh my God, I can't believe it blanked. Carnacki. Oh, John's gonna kill me. Anyway, yeah, the publisher at For a Kid in the Comic. The nice thing is he got it up on Global Comics as well. So even if you are not a fan of reading things digitally, I mean, it certainly is a cheaper alternative to the mail subscription of the physical newspaper. So yeah, people can read the new Chadiana story. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking through stuff here. Oh, what is that? Oh my. Yes, Mom, I did. I said that I can translate it later. I think you meant the spam translation. Is that what you're asking for? You want me to post the translation for you? I'm guessing you meant the spam comment that came through. But I can just do that after the show's up in a couple minutes. I mean, I don't really need to know, but now I'm curious. But I wouldn't post it in the chat, no. Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't think it really matters. It was just probably a bot, but I mean, now I've got a morbid curiosity over what it said. Yeah, as you do sometimes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's probably, I'm sure it is gibberish. I'm sure it is. Because it was probably written by an AI bot. What I find more curious is why they decided to choose Hindi on my live stream. I wonder if the AI is getting advanced enough to pick up on certain things said or even imagery in a video that they can try to, curate the language for, the stream, so to speak. But it could also just be random chance. But that's what's got the wheels going up here. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock and I gotta put my head to the pillow. Anyway, everyone, it's been good. I'll be back next week on the, what's today? Today's the 12th. 15th? 16th? 15th? No, 7. No, it can't be the 19th. The 19th is Friday. Whatever it is. It's over there somewhere. It would be the 19th, though. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you all next week. That wouldn't be the 19th. No, 7th. Oh, right, but we're in March. Oh, right, we're in March. I'm thinking April 19th through 21st is the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival. Okay, yes. I'll see you next week on the 19th. I believe it's the 19th. Anyway, 8 p.m. Remembered that one. Eastern Daylight Time or whatever the hell we're in now. That's probably why I'm tired too. We just had the time switch. Anyway, yeah. See you then. I'll be more awake. Maybe more work on my conlines and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Have a great evening, weekend, everything else. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Have a good night.